Can you tell us your name and where you come from and when you were born?
Yes, I do this. My name is Stefan Kosinski, Polish, but for American should be maybe a little difficult to pronounce Kosinski, so it's better I say Stefan Kosinski. I was born in Poland, in Toruń, this is Polish name, and in German was Thorn, this is more in North Poland. My father was a worker on the railroad, and my mother, she works from time to time cleaning in some houses. We were together 5 children, and my mother and my father.
I'm Eric Marcus, and this is Making Gay History, the Nazi Era. Stefan Kosinski, also known as Stefan, was born into a Catholic family in northern Poland in 1925. His parents rented out rooms in their small house so they could feed their 5 children. When the Nazis invaded Poland in 1939, Stefan's father was sent to Warsaw to fight. Poles were barred from secondary education, so Stefan went to work as a delivery boy for a baker. In 1995, Stefan was interviewed for the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum in Washington, D.C. The interviewer was Dr. Klaus Müller, who began researching the Nazi persecution of LGBTQ people in the early 1990s. Dr. Müller has played a pivotal role in collecting and preserving survivor testimonies. Stefan remains the only person who was persecuted for his homosexuality during the Second World War who provided full recorded testimony of his experiences in English. He begins by telling Dr. Müller that 2 years into the war, he landed a job singing in a theater. Poles had to be off the street at night, but Stefan got special permission to be out after curfew so he could travel home from evening performances. He was 16 years old at the time.
Theater was very nice. I liked this climate, this atmosphere. There were dancers, singers, nice people. In the theater you could forget, you see, the war. Because especially for me, I had no chance, nothing, no cafes. It was wartime boring. During the evening, it was dark, closed house, no gas lamps, nothing. War, exactly war.
And then when you worked for the theater, you met at one point someone who became very special for you.
Yes. It was one day when I left theater. I crossed, as usually, the same place to make some shopping. And I feel that somebody watched me. At the moment I said maybe some policeman like this, because it was dark. I didn't see. And I went and he followed me, and I see there is some uniform, some soldier. I didn't know what he wants from me. He smiled to me. Never happened before. And he started to ask something to me, and then, hello, how are you? How nice, yeah. Oh, shall we go maybe to drink some coffee? I'm looking. German invited me, coffee. My heart was trembling. I was so excited. I didn't know, maybe when I refuse him, there will happen something wrong. I agree. I went. And then when we were inside, so, you are there, and you made now shopping. Yeah, I showed him my bag with this, yeah. Your parents are living here, your family? Yes, my parents are living here. My father is not here. My father is, I don't know, maybe in Germany. And I was born also here. You are born here? You are not German? No, I am Polish. Oh God, what you are doing now? I said, don't worry, I have the passport until 12 o'clock. Oh, God, that's good. But maybe we go out. I think he was afraid, will somebody hear that he speaks with me? And we went out. He asked me in which direction I'm going home. I showed him. And then he asked me, may we see us again? When? Well, I would like to meet you. I asked, why not? We can do this. But where? I asked. You see, here, this station. It was in the railway station in the middle of the city. It was a very good place. We fixed exactly, I remember it was after 2 days at the same place. And he came. After my performance, he came. And then I took him because I knew places. He asked me whether I know some places because here is not so good to walk for him and for me. He said, you look very nice. You are a very nice boy for the first time. And then he told me, I am not German. You are not German? Who are you then? I'm Austrian. Austria? Vienna? Yes, I'm Vienna. Oh. Then I felt me a little better. It is completely different, like German. His name was Willy Goetz. I will never forget his name. And I wanted to, because he was so clean, he was so kind, so sweet to me, I wanted also to be sweet. I met him, it was on exactly the date, 4th November 1941. It was snow, it was cold, the winter was so strong. He took me in some places for the first time, and it was very pleasant. And then we went to this shed. We played, it was romantic. And then when I went home, I couldn't sleep, I dreamed, because it happened something with me completely different.
What happened? What was different for you?
Different for me, it's changing my life. I feel something. It was feeling, like love. It was like love, but don't think that there was real sex. No, there was playing, kissing. Maybe the sex came also, of course. I was young, I felt it. But it was very, very pleasurable time. We couldn't see us each day, because he couldn't receive not every day the permission. But so long he could, he came, and he brought me always something, some sweets, some special ration card. For this card I could buy some pastry, because for Polish people it was absolutely forbidden to receive pastry. I received once even shoes, because he has seen that my shoes for the winter time was no good. Home was big scandal, especially my brother. My brother felt there is something wrong, because I brought shoes. I brought one shirt, and he knew that this shirt was from soldier. He asked me sometimes, what's happened? I don't worry. Oh, what I am doing, this is my business. He was very angry, said, I am older than you. I promise father to take care of you, so I must know.
Did you tell him?
Later, when the change was so big, even my mother felt something, because I ask very often, mother, I need white shirt. My mother complain, I have no soap. You change every day. What? I cannot wash. And mother, I must look very nice. But it was not for theater. It was for my friend. And one day, of course, when my brother drank a little, I said to him, his name was Kazimir, I said, Kazik, you must understand me. I fall in love in soldier. Oh my God. Wow, you don't like women? No. I like men like you, like women. I like men. You must understand me. No, this is only for the moment. You will find a girl probably, and etc. Especially with German. You know what's happened? It's very danger. No, it's not danger. It's so good. No, you can be sure, you must stop it. I tell mother, don't tell this mother, I ask you very much, don't do that. No? He didn't say this mother, but from this time he changed his behavior toward me. And our relation was not so good as before. I was 17 years old at this time.
How old was Willy?
He was, about maybe 5 or 6 years older than me. But he looks very handsome, very strong. I never seen his picture. I asked one day for his picture, but he said, it's better you will not have. It should be very dangerous for you and for me. He told me also, he said something, you see, you must be very careful, because Hitler, the rule, the heuristic for this kind of love is very dangerous. You must be very careful. I said, what for? We are doing nothing. Don't tell anybody that we meet us, that we are coming here. It will be very dangerous. Please, believe me, I am older, I know better. He told me that. But it was in April 1941 when we met to our place. He brought me something new, and then he was very nervous. What happened? At first I thought maybe somebody has seen us. I asked him, no, nobody seen, I'm sending to the Eastern Front of war. To Russia? My God, to Russia. I heard that this was the worst front in the war. But we have nothing. You must wait for me. I promise you that after the war will be not longer. When the war is end, the war, you will come to Vienna. I will try to live with you together. Wait for me. Wait. I gave him my address, and I was waiting. I was waiting for his letter, but I haven't received. I was very sorry, very sad. It was so long time, 4 months, I haven't received a letter. Then, when I was in the theater one day, I have seen German newspaper. And there was written the address for the Wehrmacht, for the soldiers who are on the East Front. I wrote secretly the address, and then I was fighting with myself, whether to write the Willy or not to write. And I wrote a letter in my young German language. It was mentioned that I love him, I'm waiting for him, I pray for him that he come back, and I hope you will come back as soon as, and I will be very glad. Please give me some news, because I'm so anxious about you. I cannot sleep, I cannot work, and at the end, with many kisses, your friend Theo, I wrote. And it was a little naivete and especially I put it my sender. Usually I couldn't do that, but I was fighting. If I send without sender, what will happen? Maybe the letter will not come back. And if come back, then I will knew that he is not there. So that I sent the letter with my sender.
And what happened then?
I was waiting for reply, but the reply never didn't come, never. Only one day, it was 19 September 1942, I was working morning at this manufacturer, and the boss called me and told me that I have to go to the Gestapo. I asked him, me to Gestapo, what for? I was so honest, I did nothing. When I went to the Gestapo, I remember this uniform, this black uniform with this red hair and this arm. He asked me first for the name. I told him that, and then he took a typewriter, he started to write. I was sitting so in front of him. When the paper came so down, I read from other side. It was written Haftbefehl. In English, it is order for prisoner, like this. Oh, the first moment I thought I will fall down. And then he said, "You will stay now." "What for?" I began to cry. "Don't play here theater. Don't play." And then he called somebody. They took me to the cell. It was downstairs in the cellar. And there was the furniture was only wooden bed and some top for as a toilet, and that's all. And I had to wait. And the whole time I was sitting the night and was thinking, what happened, what for, what. And the next day, when I was called again to him, he showed me the letter. This letter which I wrote to Willy. "This is your letter." I was very honest, of course. I said, "This is my letter. I wrote this to him." You wrote this letter to German. You loved him. I wrote him. It was very good. Yes. And then said, "Where did you meet him?" He wanted to know exactly where we met us, what we have done, in which way. We have seen only once or twice. I lied. I tried to lie. He showed me some pictures, other pictures of soldiers. I think maybe they wanted to know that I had maybe more soldiers, not only one. It was the reason, but I hadn't. I had only Willy, and it was true. But they beaten me, they wanted to know, and maybe they should kill me, because they didn't believe me. They came 2 men, and they beaten me. When I couldn't breathe, nothing, I couldn't speak, they brought water. They poured water on me, and began once more, again and again, all the time. And this, and always I heard only the, "You pig, you Saupule, so many bad words I cannot translate it into English. Du Sauschwule, du Polaken, du Striche, du Arschficker. Terrible, so many words I haven't never heard before that. And every day there was given only once per day. First, on the beginning, I didn't eat nothing. I wanted only to drink only water. Sleep, I couldn't also, because I was so beaten, swollen under my back, and ash was full of wounds with blood. And when I was lying, then only on my stomach. Every day the same, maybe about 2 weeks. Every day the same question. At the last one, they gave me something to sign. I don't know what. For me, it was, I could sign everything only to be free. And it happened so 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, I signed something. What? I don't know. They took me by a special closed car. I was brought to this Okrągła, to this round prison. I was put to the cell with 6 or 7 prisoners. Each prisoner has received a special card. I have received card that was written paragraph 175. I didn't know what it means. And I showed to everybody, "Oh, that is for Arschficker. It is for the gays like this, for the homosexuality." And since this time, I was not human. I couldn't sit at the table when they began. They treated me very, very bad. And I was sitting there until 5th December 1942. On 5th December 1942, somebody opened the door. The Wachmeister took me to the judge. I remember there was only my mother, no people, and me. And maybe 5 or 6 in black dresses, the judges. They were shouted and cried, I have to be isolated, I am demoralized German military, me, Polak, and how I could do that. I must be punished for a long time. And I was 17 years old. And they they punished me for 5 years exactly, Zuchthaus. It's very hard prison. And immediately, and then, you see, I met my mother. I couldn't speak. You can imagine how was the feeling, my mother and me. When I came to the cell, first I cried. But later, I had to go, I was sent to Koronowo. Koronowo was not far from Toruń, maybe 50 or 60 kilometers. It was the worst prison in Poland before the war and during the war. Only for Polish and Jewish prisoners. They cut my hair, and I was sent to the cell with about 40 prisoners. There were maybe about 5 or 6 Jews together with me.
Were there other prisoners who were imprisoned because they were homosexual?
There were, of course, many.
Did you talk about your situation?
No, you see, because first of all, I didn't knew that this is something, this is homo. I didn't knew this word. Later, after war, then I knew what's mean homosexual, gay, etc. But me I was really very shy boy, and I didn't know this. I didn't talk about this, and nobody even asked, so that I never talk about the homosexuals in the prison.
The prison conditions were dismal. It was overcrowded, and there wasn't enough food. Stefan suffered a leg infection that was left untreated. When prison authorities needed someone who could speak and write in German, Stefan volunteered, which earned him slightly better conditions. But it wasn't long before he was transferred to a series of other prison camps. Then, after surviving a 2-week forced march in sub-zero temperatures, he ended up in an island prison near Hamburg. As the war was coming to an end, he managed to escape. After Germany's defeat, Stefan hoped to look for Willy in Vienna, but travel to Austria was difficult. He spent 2 years as a displaced person in the American zone of Allied-occupied Germany, where he worked as a waiter. In 1947, his mother begged him to come back to Poland. He gave in and returned.
Did you ever talk with your family about these years, and how did they react?
Never. And they gave me never chance to speak about this, and they never gave me this to feel it.
But did you talk with your parents or your brother about the experiences in the prison, what you went through?
No. We like it, this subject away. Even when we went sometimes to family, to other people, to other family, oh, you spent so long in prison. What was the reason? And then I said, don't talk about this. It's very bad time. Don't mention it in this way.
Did you tell your mother about the conditions in the prison, or you never?
Oh no! I couldn't to make hard to make a hand. No, never. No. This subject was omitted.
If you look back today, how do you feel about what happened in those years?
Sometimes I'm wondering that I am still alive, that I succeed this very bad time, and sometimes I'm wondering what kind of reason that the people that do so, they are available to torture the people, young people like me. I didn't kill nobody. I didn't did that I was in very good friendship with somebody, with soldier. That is the reason that I have to go to prison. Sometimes it is so. There are so very heavy thoughts. I am Catholic. I can forgive the German, but never forgot, never forgotten. That is too difficult to forget.
Life in post-war communist Poland as a gay man with a criminal record proved difficult. Stefan completed his studies in economics but couldn't get a job in his field. And he couldn't afford adequate medical care to treat his lasting health complications from being tortured and imprisoned. Despite multiple applications, he never received compensation for his time in prison. In 1990, a German gay advocacy organization put Stefan in touch with Lutz van Dijk. He offered to write Stefan's story. Stefan bought a used typewriter and started corresponding with Van Dijk, who captured Stefan's recollections in a young adult novel. It's called Damn Strong Love, the true story of Willie G. and Stefan K., and was published in Germany in 1991 and in the U.S. 4 years later. Sales of the book provided Stefan with much-needed additional income. It also gave him a sense of community, as he responded personally to every letter he received from readers. Van Dijk also helped Stefan search for information about Willie.
Do we know what happened to Willie?
Oh, this is so complicated. Me together with Lutz van Dijk, we tried to research everywhere. In Poland, in Germany, in Austria. And no news, nothing. But you see, once, I have also these documents. I received, it's stupid. There is the same name and the same, everything is okay. Even the age should be maybe the same, Willy Goetz. Only the question is, he was born not in Austria, in Germany. There was written in Germany. And what more, there is written, he is dead at the beginning of, I was arrested in 42, and he is dead 43. I'm not sure.
Stefan never found out for certain what happened to Willie. To the end of his life, he was haunted by the fear that his love letter might have led to Willie's persecution or even death. Stefan Kosinski died in Warsaw in November 2003. He was 78. His book was published in his native Poland 4 years later. In our next episode, Pierre Selle, a French Catholic teenager whose stolen watch lands him in the hands of the Gestapo. This episode was produced by Nahani Rouse, Inga Dataya, and me, Eric Marcus. Our audio mixer was Ann Pope. Our studio engineer was Michael Bognar at CDM Sound Studios. Our theme music was composed by Fritz Myers. Thank you to our photo editor Michael Green, our founding editor and producer Sarah Birmingham, and our founding production partner Jenna Weiss-Berman at Pineapple Street Studios. The interview with Theophil Stefan Kosinski was provided courtesy of the Jeff and Toby Her Oral History Archive at the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum in Washington, D.C. To learn more about the people and stories featured in our episodes, please visit makinggayhistory.org, where you'll find links to additional information and archival photos, as well as full transcripts. This special series on the experiences of LGBTQ people during the rise of the Nazi regime, World War II, and the Holocaust is a production of Making Gay History, in partnership with the Fortunoff Video Archive for Holocaust Testimonies at Yale University. I'm Eric Marcus. Until next time.